I heard this quote many years ago. It says, change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of making a change. And I was thinking, if you were my trainer and I was one of those stubborn people who was struggling to get the ball rolling, where would you start with me? Like, what would you do if I was super stubborn? I tried for 3 years, I'd never made it stick, but clearly there was health consequences playing out in my body. Where would you start with me to get me going?
Probably the conversation. I would start always with the conversation. I think it is important to see if you can understand the why for somebody, because if you ask this question, this is an interesting exercise to do, but if you ask the question of like, why do you want to get in shape? You might say, I'm too fat right now. And I would say to you, well, what would it mean to you to not be as fat as you think you are? Well, it would be better because I'd have a six pack. What would be important about having a six pack? Well, I would like how I looked in the mirror more. Why would it be important for you to like who you're looking at in the mirror? Because I don't feel like I'm enough right now, because I'm letting myself down, because I know that I'm not doing the things I need to do. Why is it important to not let yourself down, right? So when you start to ask the question, keep digging, you find the why very quickly. And a lot of times it comes from pain from childhood. It comes from pain of letting others down. It comes from a feeling of inadequacy that you developed either because it was drilled into you from your parents or others, or because you just never lacked the self-confidence to actually feel better about yourself. I always say that most people who are lifelong gym goers, they all have some level of pain in their life that caused them to seek this out, because it's the one thing they can control. It's the one area where it's like, I don't have to listen to anybody. I have to do what I have to do for myself, and I'm in control of my body. And I think that a lot of times people, or it's an escape, where you benefit from the endorphins that are released through exercise, and it's your escape for doing something to make yourself feel better. But a lot of times people get into fitness as an escape from some of that pain. So if you had come to me in the very beginning, I would have started with that conversation and tried to find out, why is it that you can't stick with this? So you've tried and you stopped. And I think that people need to understand that, and finding the why to get yourself on track with pursuing optimal health is everything.